But he don't stop me. But you gonna do it. You do it. Trust me, look them damn bitch. Exactly. Do what the fuck I want.
Look at this. Y'all see him chalking her like that? This right here is from their own TikTok page. They posted this themselves thinking it was cute or whatever. But let me tell you something. This same man, not too long after this video, put a gun to her head and pulled the trigger. She survived, he got probation, and girl, she took him back.
And people are like, does it hurt? Yes. Yes. Everything hurts. And they told me I can't sleep on this side, but this side hurt more than this side. So I was sleeping on this side.
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I was the biggest fan of their relationship because I wasn't. When I first came across Ladarius and Zara on TikTok, they had this whole picture-perfect thing going on, laughing, proclaiming love in these short little clips, you know how it goes. Their page was filled with smiling selfies and these playful skits that had people in the comments talking about couple goals and all that. But even from the jump, something felt off to me. Like I couldn't put my finger on it, but there was this energy that just didn't sit right.
If the person you got married to was dating somebody before you and they died, you gonna let them get married to the person that was dating, not the person that was married?
No, because anybody I marry had no past. They don't have girlfriends and stuff.
Oh, wow. That's how you feel?
Yep. So they're gonna be buried next to me.
Yeah. See, I think it's something wrong. I think that bow around your head a little bit too damn tight.
It's not. It's actually
and cut off circulation. Cause
it's pretty loose.
Why in the heck? Why would anybody go be married to just a girlfriend when they got married?
So then why aren't you marrying me?
Little did I know their story was about to take the most horrific turn that would leave me absolutely speechless. So check it. On TikTok, Ladarius and Zara were posting hundreds of videos showing off their everyday life and romance. They even merged their names into this joint account called Dino Zara that ended up getting over 155,000 followers. Like, these people were really out here building a whole brand off their relationship. In these clips, you'd see them doing all the typical stuff, goofy challenges, going on little dates, and yeah, occasionally they'd be going back and forth with each other. But the way they presented it, it looked like just regular couple banter, you feel me? Viewers were eating it up, myself included, because they had this chemistry that seemed real. They were an interracial couple and they had this way of making their ups and downs look entertaining. Every single post was getting thousands of likes. People in the comments were saying stuff like couple goals or love how real you two are. So when you're scrolling through their content, you'd think Ladarius Brownlee, who went by Dino, was this devoted boyfriend, and Zara Hashimi was just this bubbly girl who was head over heels for him. They used to do all these trendy pranks too. Like there was this one time Zara recorded herself ignoring him just to see how he'd react, calling it a joke and everything.
You hear me? Zara. Zara. Alright. I can't wait. When it's my turn, it's my turn. You taking pictures? Oh, you got this. Yeah, you want to be in the picture by yourself and shit. Yeah, I'm here. It's a real nigga here.
Can you move? I've been trying to get your
Hello.
I've been trying to get your attention this whole time.
Yeah, I'm here too.
How have you not noticed that I've been trying to get your attention this whole time?
Yeah.
At the time, it felt harmless, you know, just young love being displayed for the world to see. But y'all, as I kept watching their content, I started picking up on these undertones that were less than ideal. Before we go any deeper into this mess, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're finding value in what we're discussing here. There was this intensity to how they interacted that, looking back now, should have been a red flag waving right in our faces. Sometimes their playful teasing would go too far. In some clips, you'd see Ladarius making jokes about checking Zara's phone, or Zara would pull some prank on him, and his reaction, even though it was supposed to be funny, came off as genuinely irritated. But here's the thing that really gets me. At the time, their followers were brushing all this off. Matter of fact, many people seemed to be encouraging the drama, leaving comments that were basically cheering on the chaos. It was like the more toxic their videos got, the more people wanted to see. They were turning actual red flag behavior into entertainment. And I'll be real with y'all, I was guilty of it too. I chuckled at some of those pranks, not realizing what might be happening when the cameras weren't rolling. We were all so caught up in the performance that we missed the real story. Look at this video right here. The way he's talking to her, the energy in his voice. This is not playful anymore. But they kept posting it, and we kept watching it like it was all good. Only later did we find out the truth about what was really going on. Ladarius and Zara's relationship was a complete mess behind closed doors. According to friends and people who witnessed their interactions, their so-called love story was filled with ugly fights and even physical altercations way before any gun ever came into the picture. But the part that really messed me up, the more chaotic their videos became, the more their audience seemed to love it. People were literally glamorizing toxic behavior, turning dysfunction into must-see content. Comment sections were full of people saying stuff like relationship goals under videos where you could clearly see something wasn't right. It's like social media created this environment where drama equals engagement, and these two got caught up in that cycle. They were getting validation through likes and comments, which probably made them think their toxic dynamic was normal or even desirable. But let me be clear about something: there's nothing cute or entertaining about what y'all are about to hear. What started as questionable behavior on camera was about to explode into something that almost cost Zara her life. So now we get to July 4th, 2024. This was supposed to be a night of celebration, you feel me? Ladarius and Zara decided to spend their evening at the Independence Day Festival in Flower Mound, Texas. We're talking fireworks, music, good vibes, the whole community coming together at Bakersfield Park to celebrate. Zara had actually posted some excited content earlier that day. She was all smiles in her red, white, and blue outfit, looking like she was ready to have a good time. From the outside looking in, everything seemed normal, just a young couple getting ready to enjoy the holiday. But y'all, as the night went on, people started noticing that something was off. Witnesses saw the couple arguing while they were walking back from the festival, and this wasn't just some little disagreement. This was escalating into something much more serious. According to the police affidavit, their argument turned physical. People around them started getting concerned because Ladarius's voice was getting louder, and Zara was shouting back at him. Now, the people who knew them said this wasn't the first time they caused a scene in public, but something about this felt different. The energy was more intense, more dangerous. At some point during this whole mess, Ladarius basically forced Zara into their black 2024 Chevrolet Blazer SUV. Multiple witnesses later told police they saw him manhandle her into the back seat during the struggle. Like this man was physically putting his hands on her to get her in that car. They had a couple of friends with them who ended up in the back seat too, and then they just sped off into the darkness. But here's the thing that really gets me. The argument didn't stop just because they got in the car. If anything, it got worse. They're driving down the road and this man is still going off on her while she's trapped in that vehicle with him. Y'all, what I'm about to tell you is hard to even say out loud. Around 12:50 in the morning, just a few miles down the road, Ladarius's anger reached a point that I can't even comprehend. This man abruptly pulled the SUV over on Flower Mound Road. According to the affidavit, an enraged Ladarius reached into the driver's side door pocket and grabbed a handgun, a tan Glock pistol. Now listen to this part carefully. He didn't just pull out the gun. He was waving it around erratically, even pointing it at their friends in the back seat as some kind of threat. Can you imagine being those friends in that moment? You're trapped in a car with someone who's completely lost control, and now there's a loaded weapon involved. The fear they must have felt. But what happened next is something that still gives me chills when I think about it. In a split second, Ladarius turned that gun on Zara and pulled the trigger. He shot her point blank above her right eye. Point blank. Above her right eye. Let that sink in for a minute. Zara collapsed against the seat, blood everywhere. The friends in the back started screaming, and rightfully so, because they just witnessed an attempted murder. Even Ladarius himself seemed shocked at what he had done, like the reality of his actions hit him immediately. One of the passengers was so panicked they scrambled out of the car and dialed 911 right away. And here's where it gets even more unbelievable. On that recorded 911 call in the middle of all this chaos, Ladarius confessed. He straight up told the operator, "I shot her. Just like that, I shot her." It's a chilling admission, but it also tells me that in that moment, whatever anger or pride he had was gone. He knew he had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. When the officers arrived at the 1800 block of Flower Mound Road, they found Zara lying in the road outside the vehicle, barely hanging on to life. Ladarius stayed right there on the scene. He was reportedly distraught and surrendered himself, probably knowing his fate was sealed at that point. Zara was rushed to a nearby hospital in Grapevine, Texas, fighting for her life. A bullet to the head, y'all. It's honestly a miracle she even survived the ambulance ride to the emergency room. Like, we're talking about millimeters and seconds that determined whether she lived or died. Later on, when they got Ladarius down to the police station for a formal interview, he confessed again. He told investigators that he shot Zara. There was no denying it at this point. Not after the 911 confession, not with all the witnesses, and definitely not with all the physical evidence they had. He was immediately arrested and charged, and let me tell you, the news spread fast. The very next morning, headlines across Texas were reading something like popular TikTok creator arrested for shooting girlfriend. Those of us who recognized the names Dino and Zara couldn't believe what we were reading at first. It felt surreal that the same couple we had been watching dance and joke around online were now the subjects of a violent crime report, but it was all too real. Meanwhile, Zara was in critical condition at the hospital. For days she was just lying there, and nobody knew if she was going to have permanent brain damage or if she was even going to make it through. The doctors couldn't give her family any guarantees about anything. Ladarius was sitting in Denton County Jail, booked on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and multiple counts of deadly conduct. His mugshot started circulating on the news, the same familiar face from TikTok, but now he was wearing an orange jumpsuit with this blank tear-streaked expression. They set his bond at $900,000, which effectively kept him locked up while Zara was fighting for her life. And honestly, good, because if he was willing to shoot her once, what was going to stop him from finishing the job if he got out? But y'all, what happened next in this story is going to have you questioning everything you think you know about domestic violence and trauma bonding. In the weeks that followed, something miraculous happened. Zara slowly started to regain consciousness. Against all odds, that bullet hadn't killed her. It was the closest call you could imagine, but she was alive. She had to endure surgery and faced a long road of rehabilitation, but she made it through.
They told me I can't sleep on this side, but this side hurt more than this side. So I was sleeping on this side. Okay, I know my hair is, I know I need to put my hair up, but I don't care. I'm going to get surgery tomorrow.
Hearing her talk about her pain like that, it's heartbreaking. But she was alive, and for a while I thought maybe this would be the wake-up call that saved her from this toxic situation. Meanwhile, Ladarius was sitting in jail, and on his lawyer's advice, he kept quiet publicly after those confessions. As someone who follows true crime cases, I was expecting a dramatic trial where Zara would testify against him. With his taped confession and multiple eyewitnesses, it seemed like an open and shut case of domestic violence. Police had already been told by witnesses that this wasn't some isolated incident. These two had a documented history of verbal and physical abuse. To me, it was crystal clear that Ladarius had been showing a pattern of control and aggression for a long time, and July 4th was just the deadly culmination of that pattern. Many people expected Ladarius to face serious prison time for what he did. So imagine my shock when news came out that this case might not go to trial at all. In February 2025, something happened that left me absolutely speechless. Ladarius Dino Brownlee pleaded guilty to shooting Zara, but get this, he claimed it was an accident. Through his lawyer, he spun this whole narrative that the gun somehow accidentally discharged after their July 4th argument. An accident? This man pointed a weapon at her head and fired, but they're calling it an accident? That was their legal strategy, and somehow it worked. But here's the part that really messed me up. Zara didn't object to this version of events. Matter of fact, she went along with it. Instead of testifying against Ladarius, she agreed to this accidental shooting story. The plea deal was absolutely mind-blowing given what had happened. Ladarius was sentenced to 10 years of probation, no prison time. Let me say that again. A man who shot his girlfriend in the head walked out of court with just probation. When I read that sentence, I honestly felt sick to my stomach. This outcome was legally based on the idea of an accidental shooting, despite all the evidence showing intentional violence. But what came next truly left me and everyone else speechless. Not long after the court case wrapped up, rumors started flying on social media. People were saying Ladarius and Zara were back together. At first I refused to believe it. How could they possibly reunite after what happened? But then Zara herself started hinting at it. There were cryptic Instagram stories showing two hands with tattoos that matched Ladarius's captions about forgiveness. Friends reported seeing them together around North Texas. And then, in the ultimate confirmation, Brownlee's own lawyer told the press that the two were still a couple. Zara had literally taken back the man who nearly killed her.
No one knows how sweet Dino is. I swear to God, no one knows. You weren't in the car. You weren't driving. You weren't anywhere. And do people even know where I was at? Do you? No. The ones that read the whole story and they're educated in the story, okay. But everybody else, no. You don't know what happened. Because why? I'm a Capricorn. So why do I need to stick up for someone that doesn't need to be stuck up for?
Right.
And why is he out? Tell me that. Tell me that.
Period.
It took 7 months and a week and he got out. Why though? Oh, okay.
Listen to what she's saying here. She's defending him, justifying why he's out, and essentially telling people they don't understand their situation. But girl, we saw the police reports. We know what happened.
And he still has my phone, my passport, everything that Dino had on, his jewelry, wallet, keys, his phone, Fatima's stuff, Zay's stuff. They still have that. My rental car. And I'm so tired of you guys that weren't even there commenting on my stuff. I just want you guys to know everything is being deleted. So you can comment all you want. I'm going to delete that.
You're wasting your time.
Literally. People are telling me that they pray for me because I'm delusional. And I said, me?
Right.
I appreciate the prayers, but I don't appreciate you telling me that you're praying for me because I'm delusional.
Right.
Zara's decision to reconcile with Ladarius shocked even their most loyal fans. It triggered a huge wave of discussion online about cycles of abuse. People were asking the obvious question, why would she go back? Some people speculated that fear, trauma bonding, or financial dependency played a role. Their TikTok fame and the money that came with it might have been a factor. Others were frankly angry with Zara, saying she was sending a dangerous message by forgiving her abuser. I try not to judge a victim's actions because escaping an abusive relationship is way more complicated than people on the outside realize, but it's clear that this is a deeply toxic situation that hasn't been resolved. This whole situation has really made me think about how social media can completely distort our perception of relationships. Ladarius and Zara carefully crafted this image of a passionate, loving couple online, and we ate it up. I think about all those times I scrolled past their videos without questioning what might be happening when the camera stopped rolling. It's so easy to assume that what people show us on TikTok or Instagram is real, but in this case, that polished feed was just covering up a relationship that was heading toward disaster. The fact that followers unintentionally encourage their toxic behavior is something we all need to think about. When fans were cheering on their dramatic arguments and intense breakup cycles as entertainment, it probably made them think their dysfunction was normal, even desirable. Social media thrives on extremes, the cutest love stories or the most dramatic fights, and creators feel pressure to keep outdoing themselves to keep viewers engaged. Ladarius and Zara got caught in that cycle, performing their relationship even as it was falling apart in real life. But let's be completely clear about something. There is nothing cute or romantic about what happened that July 4th night. Domestic violence is not a crime of passion to be excused or downplayed. It's a crime, period. No amount of TikTok fame or dramatic love story can justify what Ladarius did. I remain deeply concerned for Zara's safety and well-being. This pattern of abuse followed by reconciliation is textbook toxic relationship behavior, and it often means the cycle is going to repeat itself. This time she survived a gunshot. Next time, who knows?
Yeah, I can't talk as fast as I used to. So, and I was a fast talker. I'm not gonna refund anyone. Tell me how much money you paid me, and then we can talk about it. But I don't care if you don't. I don't care. Like, just so everyone knows, I'm not going to refund anyone because it's not even under my count. I got the GoFundMe page when I was in the ICU and I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even speak. And the doctor didn't know if I was gonna make it. So no. You know what I'm saying? Like, Anyways. And just so everybody knows, I didn't even have insurance the first month when I was in the hospital. So
as I wrap up this story, I keep thinking about everyone watching this, especially those who might see themselves or someone they care about in this situation. If you recognize these red flags, the constant jealousy, the manipulation, the explosive arguments, the violence, please take it seriously. Don't dismiss it as just how they are, or even worse, as something passionate or romantic. Passion should never require fear, bruises, or bullets. The story of Ladarius Brownlee and Zara Hashimi is a stark warning about the dangers of confusing online personas with reality. It's about how toxic relationships can pull people into destructive cycles that seem impossible to escape. I truly hope Zara finds the strength to seek real help and safety. And I hope Ladarius faces genuine consequences and gets the kind of intervention he clearly needs. But as of right now, watching them act like nothing happened, I'm not convinced that the underlying issues have been addressed at all. This wasn't just one night of explosive anger. It was the result of long-term toxicity that was ignored and even glamorized by their online audience. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, please reach out for help. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is available 24/7 at 1-800-799-7233. You can also text START to 88788. There are people who understand what you're going through and want to help you find safety. And if this story opened your eyes to something, please share this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to Unheard Cries TV, and let's keep having these important conversations. Because the more we talk about these issues, the more we can help people recognize the signs before it's too late. The truth is, I'll never look at those perfect couple TikToks the same way again. And after hearing this story, I suspect neither will you.
I got shot right there. So I have a TBI, I have traumatic brain injury, and I'm still learning how to talk again. People are like, I'm so confused. You're confused because there's two sides of the story.
yes,
You're
I
gonna
was
believe
in
the cops. You're gonna believe the cops, or you're gonna believe everyone that was there except, this girl, but whatever. But when we tell the story, you're gonna know. And Dino has everything that they gave him in court, and he even has the body cameras. So yes, he has everything. Wow. And he said, no, you don't know what people was saying about me. And he said, you don't know what people were saying about me. And he said, Fatima and Zay, okay, but the other person, no. And she already told them that it was an accident.
Because if they want to talk shit about me, they can. I don't care. Like, I've been in it twice of life because I let people tell me how I should live, and I'm not gonna do that, because any decision I make in my own life, okay, and if you're screen recording me, tell them that I can't speak, so I have to tell you guys in my own life, and that has nothing to do with you guys, doesn't mean I'm a bad person. That's it. Anyways, I'm gonna show you guys my dog. Who is that? Hi, baby. Who is that? Tell them, show them your teeth. Come here. Hi, show them your teeth. He has an underbite. Hold on, baby.
No one knows how sweet Dino is. I swear to God, no one knows. You weren't in the car. You weren't driving. You weren't anywhere. And do people even know where I was at? Do you? No. The ones that read the whole story and they're educated in the story, okay. But everybody else, no. You don't know what happened. Because why? I'm a Capricorn. So why do I need to stick up for someone that doesn't need to be stuck up for.
Right.
And why is he out? Tell me that. Tell me that.
Period.
It took 7 months and a week, and he got out. Why though? Oh, okay. And he still has my phone, my passport, everything that Dino had on, his jewelry, wallet, keys, his phone, Fatima's stuff, Zay's stuff. They still have that. My rental car. And I'm so tired of you guys that weren't even there commenting on my stuff. I just want you guys to know everything is being deleted. So you can comment all you want. I'm going to delete that.
You're wasting your time.
Literally, people are telling me that they pray for me because I'm delusional. And I said, me?
Right.
I appreciate the prayers, but I don't appreciate you telling me that you're praying for me because I'm delusional.
Saying is, please stop talking about my kid. Dino has not texted me in over 2 weeks.
You don't let us see him, so I'm not going to respect
It ain't no us, girl. Baby, it ain't no us. It ain't no us. Ladarius, the daddy, he's not texting to see him. So if he's not texting to see him, how are you?
How many times did he text you?
How are you going to see him?
How many times did
you want me
he
to send the
text you?
screenshot? You want me to send you the screenshot?
Do it.
Every time that I say, okay, yeah, just let me know. And I have to wait 5 days to get a response. That's what you want?
Because you think that I don't see.
Baby,
You think I don't
baby,
see.
I got the text messages. He has my number. I have his. He's blocked me twice since he's got out of jail. Twice. It's against his probationary term. So you want to be put that nigga back in there? You want me to put him back? You want me to put him back for not doing part of his parole probation?
I thought you're not going to pull him up.
Okay. I'm just saying. There is nothing stopping Dino from seeing his kids but Dino. So you can stop talking about it. It ain't got shit to do with me. That nigga is not texting my phone. He's not trying to see his.
Are you going to let him?
Y'all. That's all I'm here to say.
Are you going to let him?
Talking about my
Are you going to let him?
I pray that you heal. I pray that you find yourself again and that you have a better life. Outside of that, sorry, I ain't got a shit that thing to say to you. I'm
I can't hear you.
I was trying to ask you, Mama. Hi, Mama. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you. Now I'm going to pull up to her house. Bye.